Hi, I'm Tommy.
I'm Nick, and we are a little over halfway through the year, so we thought we'd do a little mid-year check-in on the movies we've seen this year.
Yeah.
Some of the best and some of the worst, and all that. I think we have both seen 41 movies that have been released this year.
Yeah, not all of them are the same, though.
Well, but most of them.
Yeah, most of them are the same.
Mm-hmm. And of those 41, I have given, it looks like, 14 of them a positive rating, which is 3 stars or more.
Yeah.
And then over 3 stars is half of that, so 7. So, you know.
I've only given 12 movies this year a positive rating. You know, so it's...
It hasn't been the strongest.
Not the strongest year. I mean, there's still stuff that I like, though, so...
Yeah. So before we get into our favorites, we have some other good movies we want to shout out, since there's so few.
My honorable mentions are Dungeons and Dragons. Just a fun time at the movies. Lots of, laughs.
Mm-hmm. Get a couple drinks, it's just fun.
Yeah, we did have some drinks, so it was just a good time. Mm-hmm. And then I also had Moving On, which is a Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin revenge comedy. It's just a lot of fun. Not the best crafted movie, but it's good to see Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin together.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, the chemistry is just out of control.
Yeah. And then my last one is Master Gardener, which it's pretty crunchy on the execution of some things, but overall it does things that not a lot of movies do.
Yeah. It's definitely interesting.
It's a thinker.
Has something to say, and it's going to beat you over the head with it. That's okay.
That's okay, but it's very well shot and just pretty.
Mm-hmm. And Joel Edgerton's actually very good in that. My honorable mentions are The Starling Girl, which we saw at Sundance virtually, and I liked it more than you did.
Yeah.
But just coming of age, sort of religious. Mm-hmm. Eliza Scanlon's in it. She's great.
Yeah, she is great.
Nothing groundbreaking, but it has a nice twist on, I think, sort of the coming of age story.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
No hard feelings. Just fun, charming, J-Law, R-rated comedy.
Yeah, very fun.
She looks amazing. She's amazing. My last honorable mention is Past Lives, which I think is very strong, but sort of suffers from the overhype machine it has right now.
Yeah, it's a decent debut, but you can tell that it's a debut film, so...
Yeah, the first and second act sort of struggle, but it ends very strong.
And just the pacing is all over the place, but it was a good watch, and
yeah, Past Lives is good.
Mm-hmm. So my favorite movie of the year so far is One Fine Morning. This is directed by Mia Hansen-Løve, and it's the first Mia Hansen-Løve movie that I've seen. Oh, sorry, there was a fly on me. What the hell? It follows a woman played by Léa Seydoux, and she has a father that has a neurodegenerative disease, and he's moving nursing homes, and so she's having to deal with that. Mm-hmm. And there's also a lover that comes into her life that is married and is kind of emotionally unavailable, but she falls very hard for him. Mm-hmm. It just really resonated with me. I can relate to the nursing home aspect of it because of my personal life, and it's shot very well. It's kind of a slow moving movie, but I tend to enjoy those, and it was just a great experience and a good movie for it to be my first Mia Hansen-Løve.
Yeah, I also loved it.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Léa Seydoux was great. Probably my favorite performance of hers.
Yeah, I gave it 4 stars.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
It's my second favorite of the year.
Je me sens plus près de mon père quand je regarde ses livres que quand je le vois.
Mais pourquoi?
Parce que je le retrouve plus dans sa bibliothèque que dans la personne qui est à l'EHPAD.
My favorite movie of the year so far is Showing Up, directed by Kelly Reichardt and starring Michelle Williams. Michelle Williams is an artist, and the movie pretty much takes place within the week of her getting ready for an art show.
Yeah.
And she is dealing with her family. She's working at this art school that her mom runs, and her brother has some things going on. She's also dealing with her neighbor / landlord / fellow artist, played by Hong Chow, who's super entertaining in this.
Yeah, she is.
She's great in everything.
Yeah.
Even bad movies like The Whale.
It's especially in this.
And she's also taking care of this bird that has a broken wing that Hong Chow is sort of just pushing on her.
Yeah, and the bird is like the catalyst for a lot of the plot.
Right. Michelle Williams is amazing. She does a really good job of mixing the more humorous aspects of the situation she's in, also with just the sort of stress and turmoil she's going through. Great performance. She has her bob.
Yeah.
The
costuming's really good too.
Right. She wears brown pants and a plain gray sweatshirt, which is one of my favorite things to wear.
True.
And it's also just like a really sort of uncynical and honest look at artists and the artistic process. Loved it.
Amazing.
Yeah. Kelly Reichardt, hit after hit, and just her with Michelle Williams is just an amazing combination.
Yeah. And this is my second best movie of the year, so ours just flipped.
Flip them around. 0202.
What'd you give it?
Oh, 4 stars.
Yeah, I give it 4 stars as well.
And please stop leaving me messages like that.
My next favorite film of the year is 1001, directed by A.V. Rockwell. And this stars Teyana Taylor, and it follows her character. She doesn't have stable housing, and her son is in foster care, which is a major plot point. And since her son is in foster care, she decides to kidnap him in a very powerful scene. And her acting is kind of incredible.
Very incredible.
But yeah, she kidnaps him, and then it just follows them over like a decade or two, and how this action has caused conflict and will cause conflict in the future, and the reparations of all of that. It also touches on like landlords and gentrification, which I thought was a good interlay between the storytelling.
And also just like the foster care system in general.
Yeah. Yeah, and so it was just extremely well acted and greatly paced.
I think it's a little too long. It could be trimmed up just a little bit. But the lead performance is incredible. You know, she's flawed, and it doesn't shy away from the depictions of her flaws, or any of the characters' flaws, really. Teyana Taylor, performance of the year, perhaps.
Yeah, hopefully she gets Oscar nominated. But we'll see.
Yeah.
I would give this movie 3.5 stars.
Yes, 3.5.
Loved it.
I don't know what the fuck to tell you, T. But there's more to life than fucked up beginnings.
My next favorite of the year is Asteroid City. We just saw this pretty recently.
Yep, and this was my first Wes Anderson movie.
Yes. I have seen all of them.
No.
And I think that really helps in the viewing experience of this specific movie, because a lot of aspects of his previous films and sort of the criticisms that his films get, sometimes warranted, sometimes not, oftentimes not, that he's sort of all aesthetic and style and no emotional resonance. And this movie sort of proves that wrong. There's a play within a play, and then it comes outside of the play, and it gets sort of meta, but there's a lot going on, and it can be a little... Like, the first half I was a little sort of discombobulated about sort of what was going on, but it really comes together in the end. It's very stylized and very... Every inch of the screen is just covered with color and everything.
And empty landscapes.
Yeah, I was really surprised by it, because his last few...
Oh my god.
I was really surprised by it, because his last few I haven't been the biggest fan of. And looking into this, I did not have the highest of expectations. But proved me wrong. Scarlett Johansson was great, everyone was great. Even Maya Hawke was good. Like, wow.
The whole cast was good. I enjoyed it a lot.
Mhm.
This being my first, I really wasn't put off by any of it. I already knew how his movies were,
Right.
so that didn't bother me.
I would give it 4 stars. I think it's one of his strongest, and one that some of his movies can be sort of easily digestible and sort of forgotten past the side, but this one I keep coming back to.
Yeah, I would give this 3.5.
I would give it 4.
Yeah.
Did I already say that?
Oh, yes, you did.
I'm sorry.
You took a picture of me.
Uh-huh.
Why?
I'm a photographer.
You didn't ask permission.
I never ask permission.
My last favorite movie of this year so far is How to Blow Up a Pipeline, directed by Daniel Goldhaber. This follows a group of young activists who are going to blow up a pipeline, an oil pipeline. It's very suspenseful. It has Elaine in it, which we love Elaine. It does really good at keeping you on the edge of your seat and being a thrilling watch. It has some interesting editing choices that could be a criticism, but sometimes when there's like crunchy editing, it adds to it in a like homegrown type of way that I enjoyed. But I know you weren't the biggest fan.
Well, I just didn't like the framing of it, where it shows characters arriving at where they're meeting, and then it like has like a title card with their name, and then we get their backstory throughout. I'm not a big fan of that. It was sort of gimmicky, and after the first couple, I was just ready to, like, I don't care. So the structure of that I didn't enjoy. But I think it's just a really thrilling, engaging film that has something to say.
Yeah, it's very current. Very apt that it's coming out around
Right,
this
it
time.
doesn't feel like it's pandering in any way. Fully intense and entertaining, but not at the expense of the message it's portraying.
Right.
Some of the performances aren't my favorite.
No, everyone is pretty good. Lucas Gage is not.
I'm sorry. God damn, this place is sick. You guys cooking meth in here?
Horrible.
Yeah, well, it wasn't horrible, but you could tell, when you can tell that someone's acting. It took away from some of the enjoyment, though.
Yeah, I did not like that performance at all. Solid, good movie.
Great watch. I would give this 3.5 stars.
3.5 as well.
Yep.
And my final favorite of the year so far is King Cole. This is a documentary that we saw virtually at Sundance. And it's directed by Elaine McMillion Sheldon. And on a whole, it's about the coal industry within the Appalachian region.
Yep.
I think more specifically Kentucky, if I remember that correctly. But
yes, Kentucky.
and it's a more experimental documentary in that it sort of blends fiction and nonfiction together in a way that I thought was compelling, but it didn't always work. It does a good job of showing the beauty within Appalachia, which is often missing, like Hillbilly Elegy, we don't get that.
No, don't give it that. But yeah, it is very, very beautiful and nice to see that side of Appalachia.
Right. And it does a good job in crafting sort of the history of the coal industry's presence within Appalachia. It felt very personal and lived in a way that was just refreshing to see. I gave King Cole 3.5 stars.
I give it 3 stars. Very enjoyable.
Should we get into some of the stinkers of the year? There's a lot.
There's a lot, and I think we should, touch on some of them.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah. I would say the absolute worst that we saw is Ghosted.
Yes, that's at both of our bottom lists.
Yeah.
Oh, that's at the bottom of both of our lists.
Yes. It's actually horrible. Like, everything about it is horrible.
Yeah, I think we were doing a puzzle during it, and the puzzle was more engaging.
Well, yes.
So, it's horrible.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Apple TV, that whole, whatever's going on there, make it stop.
Make it stop.
These movies aren't real, these TV shows aren't real. Enough. We got to see Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey in theaters.
Yes, we did.
Opening night.
Mm-hmm.
And it was boring.
It could have been entertaining, but
Winnie the Pooh was like barely even in it.
Barely even in it. It was just boring. Run of the mill horror film.
You know, very bowling pin formation. Not like bad in a fun way, which was what I wanted.
Right.
Which
it was
is
just
the
bad.
worst. Yeah.
Yeah. I saw a movie called The Old Way with Nicolas Cage. It's a Western with horrible production value. I don't really know why I watched it. It's just really bad. It does this like True Grit kind of thing where there's like a young kid and it's like, it's a waste of your time. It's stuff we've already seen. Bad.
J-Lo had 2 big stinkers. The Mother and Shotgun Wedding. Awful.
Really bad. I don't know what she's doing, but she needs to stop.
Yeah. Cocaine Bear was excruciating.
I didn't watch Cocaine
Everything
Bear.
about it.
Oh, there's a fly. You want to do that again?
Cocaine Bear was excruciating. It's like the most obnoxious, unfunny, viral marketing scam. Horrible.
Yeah, I didn't watch that one.
Not
I don't
funny.
really want to. We watched Consecration, which is another just really bad horror movie with Jenna Malone. Not good.
Sorry. Every horror film that's come out has been horrible, or at least bad.
Yeah, and it's sad. I really enjoy horror, and this year has just been
Scream, Evil Dead, Infinity Pool,
sick.
Knock the Cabin, Pope's Exorcist.
It's all schlock.
Yeah.
It's
Mario, schlock.
And then we have like Insidious Red Door coming. That's gonna be schlock. I'm not excited for horror at all lately.
We have missed a few big things. We haven't seen Beau's Afraid.
Yeah, we haven't seen Beau's Afraid.
What else? You Hurt My Feelings, I really want to see.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't seen any superhero movies. So
No.
No interest there.
No. I think that's about it. I think we've seen pretty much everything.
There's some exciting stuff coming. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
Mission Impossible.
Killers of the Flower Moon.
Mm-hmm. Poor Things.
The Killers. Or The Killer.
The Killer.
Yeah.
May, December.
Poor Things. Like, comment, and subscribe. And let us know what your favorite movies are. In the comments.
And the worst.
And the worst.
Because it's always fun.
Yeah.
To shit talk. Yeah, excuse the fly.
Yeah, we're sorry about the fly. It was buzzing around all day.
You know.
Nothing we can do. We don't have a fly swatter.
No, we don't. So you know, click subscribe so we can afford a fly swatter.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Hit subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video.
Bye. Watch Summer Movies Back Down.
Bye.
On top.